my God, girl, you need to be careful, or you're going to hand your husband over to another woman on a silver platter. The more a man complains about a girl, the more he actually wants her. Maybe your husband is just pretending to hate the nanny, so you'll let your guard down. You're just too naive. You've got your guard completely down. Honestly, it's so crazy these days. When you hire a nanny, you don't just worry about them doing a sloppy job or stealing your stuff. You also have to worry about them trying to sleep with your husband. Seriously, 9 times out of 10, the stories I hear are about husbands falling head over heels for some young nanny. Now, my husband is a decent man who loves his wife and kids. His job requires a ton of travel, so he couldn't help me much with raising our 2 little kids. Seeing how exhausted I was, he actually suggested we hire a nanny. I thought finding one would be easy as long as I was willing to pay. Turns out it wasn't that simple. The older candidates were too slow and couldn't drive the kids to school, while the younger, energetic ones were either sassy, lazy, or just messy. Then I found Chloe. She wasn't perfect, but I really didn't want to go through the hassle of looking for anyone else. Chloe was young, quick on her feet, and great with the kids. Her cleaning and cooking weren't the best, but I was willing to show her the ropes. When my husband came home on leave, I was so excited to show off how well I'd trained her. But for some reason, after just a few days, my husband started complaining and wanted her gone. He told me, "You need to fire this girl right now." The other day, I saw Chloe standing in front of the mirror, trying on one of your dresses. Honestly, that's pretty inappropriate. No decent person does that. But I tried to be understanding. Chloe was young, and it's natural for girls to love pretty things and want to look good. Plus, she grew up poor, so it wasn't surprising she was tempted by nice clothes. I told my husband to have some empathy and said I'd talk to her. Chloe's situation was actually pretty sad. She was divorced and had to leave her kid with her mother. Every month when I paid her, she barely spent a dime on herself, sending every single dollar back home to her mom to take care of her baby. I felt bad for her, so on top of her salary, I often bought her gifts. I figured if I treated people well, they would show some gratitude and respect. But for some reason, my husband just couldn't stand Chloe. He complained that her cooking was terrible and that she talked back to us. He also complained about her dressing inappropriately. At the time, I just laughed it off, thinking my husband was just being picky. Honestly, living with Chloe seemed perfectly fine to me. I ended up sharing the whole story with my close coworker, Sarah, who works as our company accountant. As soon as she heard it, she slapped her knee and said, "Oh my God, girl, you need to be careful, or you're going to hand your husband over to another woman on a silver platter." The more a man complains about a girl, the more he actually wants her. Maybe your husband is just pretending to hate the nanny, so you'll let your guard down. You're just too naive, that's why you aren't on guard. That got me thinking, so I secretly installed security cameras without telling anyone. Every afternoon, it became a habit for me to open the app and check on the house. This week, my husband was home on leave, so I made sure to watch his every move around her. At first, I didn't see anything unusual, so I felt pretty relieved. But this afternoon, the moment I opened the camera feed, my heart stopped. I saw my husband pushing Chloe down, and they were tangled up together. At that moment, the blood rushed straight to my head. The husband and the nanny on top of each other, there was no other explanation. My mind immediately jumped to the worst-case scenario. Maybe my husband liked her, made some inappropriate demands, and she resisted, which made him angry. I immediately clocked out of work and rushed home, expecting to catch them the second I opened the door. To my surprise, when my husband saw me, he immediately said, "Thank God you're home. I told you to fire this girl, but you wouldn't listen." I went to find Chloe to demand answers. She was crying and saying she wanted to quit. I was absolutely furious and made a huge scene. Then, I pulled up the camera footage to verify everything, planning to confront my husband and give him hell. The camera clearly showed my husband sitting at his computer. Chloe walked in to clean nearby and started trying to touch him. My husband turned around and said something to her, but a second later, she literally hugged him from behind. What made it even more infuriating was that Chloe was wearing the exact dress I had just gifted her the other day. Only then did my husband jump up and push her away hard, sending her crashing against the wall. I looked at Chloe and asked, "Do you have anything to say for yourself?" Chloe kept her head down, crying, and muttered, "I'm so sorry." I lost my mind and screamed at her, "What are you sorry for? For trying to seduce my husband, or for getting caught?" Is $1,500 a month not enough for you, that you have to run a side hustle, trying to steal other people's husbands? If you want to be the lady of the house so badly, go find another job, because my home has no room for a nanny like you. I paid her what she was owed, took back the house keys, and told her to pack her things. I also exposed her in all the local nanny groups, so she wouldn't be able to ruin another family. I hugged my husband and apologized for not trusting him. Honestly, I felt so incredibly grateful to have married such a decent man. Starting tomorrow, I have to start the search for a new nanny all over again. This time, I've learned my lesson. I'm only hiring someone over 50. Even if it costs more, it's totally worth it. Dealing with any more Chloes would probably take years off my life.